Right, good day, good people. Let us continue with our question 2. Right? Now, with our question 2, if you go to your what call it, your question paper, the question read like this. Given the quadratic sequence, then here's the sequence that you're given: 321, 290, 261, 234, right? This is what is given to you. Now, how do I approach a question like this, right? Now, the question here says first, right? Write down the values of the next two terms. So you must tell us the next two terms of the series, right? That is this term here and the next term here. So write down the values of the next two terms of the sequence, and then like you are given about what, 2 marks, for example, in this question. Now, the question is now like, how do you go there, right? First, you look at the question that you're given. Here, they are stressing that you are having a quadratic sequence. Once the term says quadratic, right, it means trinomial. You've got a sequence that follows a trinomial, what call it, equation, if I were to put it that way, right? But now the question is now like, how do you see that? How do you know that? Right? Okay. Now the first thing that you do in a case like this now, you come to the sequence that you are given. You've got 321, 290, 261, 234. How am I going to know the next term? How will I know the next term? Right? In a case like this, most like, you must first determine like the type of sequence that you're given. What is the difference, for example? If I go from 321 to 290, right? So I'm moving from a bigger number to a smaller number. How much do I reduce? If I reduce by 21, then I will reach what? I will reach 300. Then I must reduce by 10 in order to get there, to get to 290. So the difference that I get between these two terms, in this case now, like, it's a 31 difference. Like, towards the smaller numbers. So it's a negative 31. That's the difference that I get. That's the first difference that I get in that case. Now I look at the second, what we call like a set of numbers. Here, from 290 to 200, I mean like to 261, how many units am I moving downwards, right? Then here, I'll see that like the difference here, like if for example, like I move from here to there, the difference in this case now, for example, right? It will be what? In this case, like, it will be about 10 units. It will be about 9. It will be about what? 2. So it's a negative, what call like 29 units. That is the difference that I get now, like, from here to there. 290 going to 260, for example. That's about 30 units. But to 261, that's about minus 29. From here to there, going downwards, the difference that I get here, right? From here to there, it will give me about what? That will be 7. That will be 2. Then it's also a negative. Now can you see now, like, automatically now, like, in this first line of differences, I see that like this is negative 31. This is negative 29. This is negative 27. Without teaching you, without telling you, you can automatically see that like here, there is a song. There is a song. Minus 31, minus 29, minus 27. You can automatically tell that now, like, the next line, whatever the value that you will get here, the difference will have to be what here? Negative 25. If I were to go further than that, the difference between the value that I will get here in this first question mark to the second question mark, the difference will have to be what? Negative what? 23, etc., etc., etc. Negative 21, negative 19, etc. Are you with me? So that's what I see. So definitely now, like, what we call like the difference, you know, like would be 234 negative what we call like what we call like 24. Then you can do it on the side, right? 234 negative 25. That 14 minus 5 here. That gives me what? That gives me 9. So this will be 9. 2 and 2. That gives me 0. That gives me 2. So the next number here will be 209. Negative 23 in that case now. Negative 23 in that case now. 209 negative 23. That's 6. That's 18. So the next term here will be 186. So in this case now, like the next two terms of the series. The next two terms of the series will therefore be 209 followed by 186, right? That's how I will determine, you know, like the what called like the next number of the what called like series, right? So can you see now, like here, this is my first line of difference. I mean, like this here is my first line of difference. If I were to draw a second line of difference here, can you see here? Between this term and this term, the difference here is what? Is 2 units. From this term to that term, the difference here is 2 units. From this term to that term, the difference is 2 units. From this term to that term, the difference is 2 units. So can you see now, like, this is my first line. This is my second line. This is characteristic of what? Of a trinomial sequence. This is characteristic of what? Of a quadratic what? Sequence. That's very important. That's very important for you to understand. You know, like when you look at these differences, right? That's what we mean by a quadratic sequence. Remember, a quadratic sequence, it's ax squared plus bx plus c. You've already done this at standard 7, standard 8. Right? You see, in this case now, because we're dealing with numbers, instead of writing y is equal to ax squared plus bx plus c, my y, I will write it as tn. I use n as you would call like numbers of a sequence, will therefore be equal to an squared. That is, in place of x, I put n, then plus what here? Plus b times n. This will be bn plus what? Plus c. So this is the equation. This is the equation of what? Of a trinomial sequence. Right? So that's where this equation actually comes from. Then I'll show you now, like in the next question, what's going to happen. Right? I'll see you in the next class. Thank you very much.